Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. Ed Talks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. A topic for the day is making classrooms a more introvert friendly space, and to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Namrita Majel, ma'am. A very
Yeah,
warm welcome, ma'am. How are you doing?
thank you. I'm good, Mehak. How are you doing?
I'm fine, ma'am. I would like the audience to know that after 35 years of teaching experience, ma'am has been working as an advisor in Uptex and chief lead in EIS Pune, and she has been in leadership position for the last 15 years. Congratulations, ma'am, and thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking out your precious time for us.
My pleasure.
So, ma'am, let's start off with the session now, shall we?
Sure, sure. Please, looking forward to. Yeah.
So, ma'am, as we know that introvert is a personality that, the person wants to be, chooses to be reserved and withdrawn and doesn't speak very much. They do not have a lot of friends and they have a fear of stage also. So, how can, as an educator, one can engage with the introvert students to participate in the classrooms?
Yeah, thank you. It's a good question because in today's scenario, especially when a lot of emphasis is given on understanding learner style and understanding your learner, this is very important to know what actually we need to do in a specific situation when a child is an introvert. So, first of all, I would want to throw some light on what is an introvert. Introvert is very loosely sometimes compared to being a shy person or not socially so savvy. But there is a difference between whatever I've understood and whatever studied and researched on these three different categories of personalities. Introvert is a person who seeks energy from within and in his or her company, right? So but extroverts are the people, those who derive all the energy from the people around, situations around. So in no way that all introverts are shy or they don't want to be socially active. It's just that it takes a lot of their energy and preparation because they love to plan ahead. They're very logical, they're very analytical in their approach. So that becomes slightly challenging for the people to understand that very positive aspect of their personalities, because they are the best observers, they are the listeners. So because they are introverts, they are kind of processing all this within. So that is one thing. So why should we help them? Is that because they are the kind of people, just to name few, Einstein was an introvert, Gandhiji was an introvert. If we don't pay attention, probably we will miss out on making such huge changes with the help of these introverts. So we need to pay attention to them. um, and of course, there are many ways we can do that. And I think every mentor should be aware of these realities when we talk about introverts. The fact which, if I can just refer to the um, data which I came across while I was trying to put my facts together, that one third or half of the class can be the set of students you can have in the classroom, one third or half students as introverts. So, I mean, you cannot ignore the very fact that you have to be aware that there is a set of students who needs your attention that way. So, coming back to your question, that how can we take care of them? Yeah, so in a classroom scenario, we need to understand that when we are talking about introverts, we know that they are excellent listeners, they are deep thinkers, they are detailed observers. So we have to have the kind of activities which actually will suit their way of learning. So when very simple thing which I feel every teacher is doing it, but now they will do it more mindfully, that think, pair and share is one of the best activities which one can actually bring in the classroom, where you give sufficient time to the introvert to think about it
Yes, ma'am.
and share it with the peer around, so that there is no kind of hesitation or a kind of barrier in sharing it with the larger community. So this is one of the strategies. There are many, because they're also very good in arts, creative arts, because they are introvert. They can, really uh, uh, kind of, as I said, process all this information so very subtly without us knowing that, so much effort is being put in this. So they can be good writers. We can engage them in writing skill related activities. We can engage them with the art, visual arts or performing arts. You never know, the child is so good that while he or she is not able to express it in words, but through music or art form, the child is able to do this. These are just some of the things, we can use to make the class more conducive for the introverts to learn along with other peers. And if we really see that, what a mentor can do in terms of creating that environment is that, just subtle communication. We should not kind of typecast them. Oh, this is introvert. He or she would not like to speak, so don't talk to them, or just leave them and all that. We should be very wary of using our statements when we are, referring to kids, those who have their own learning style. So because this is not a handicap, definitely this is not something which it should be treated as low, there's a problem. No, this is the personality type, and all we need to do is that we should just pay more attention, just look into their eyes, because they love to have that eye contact. And they also want that there are choices for them to pick up from. So if you tell them, okay, you go and do it, probably then they will think whether I'll be able to do it or not, because they want to plan things ahead, as I said. So there are certain things which I personally feel knowing your learner is the cue or the key here. So activities, related to subjects, if it is maths, you can't tell them, come on and just solve this sum on the blackboard right in front of all his peers. Because as I said, they don't want to be pointed out for wrong things also, because that is one kind of inhibition. So give them chance. Okay, you solve it while one of your peer is doing it on the board, and if you are comfortable, come and point out mistake if there is any. So this could be one of the things. So putting them right on the stage to perform something is definitely not a good idea, because you have to prepare them subtly and stepwise. So you have to first make them feel comfortable with the peer group they are going to work with. The dialogues, as I said, they need to plan ahead, and they need to be very clear what they want to do in terms of instructions. So they need to revise and stepwise work towards the larger step on of being on the stage. And this is also based on the research, that it's not that once an introvert always stays like that in the life. They probably will get back to based on the situation, but the miracles do happen. Sometimes you see a person standing right in front of you, and kind of magical performance happening on the stage, because there is a trigger, there is a positive vibe around, there's a positive comment from the people and peer around. So that is something which can happen. Again, mentor has to be very, very systematic in approach. And also the best part of being a mentor is that you are dealing with the children, those who are at a very, as a stage where they can be molded, if not 100%, but then you as mentor can definitely bring in the change which probably they are seeking for. As an introvert, probably they also somewhere feel that what is that I need to do, right? Or to be with my peers standing on there. A word of advice for all those who are the mentors and are dealing with the kids who need help there, they need to be a little cautious, because they should not make them feel uncomfortable in any situation, because once that happens, then they go back into their kind of shell. That is something which we should avoid doing, because again, there are certain things which we cannot expose them to suddenly. And ask them about their preferences. make them aware of their strong points. Ask them if like if there are 10 things, what is that they would want to do, right? So they can pick up and move ahead with what they want to do rather than being forced to do something. So these are few things which are coming in my mind. um, and if you want to ask anything related to this, just let me know, then I'll add some more thoughts about this. Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very beautifully explained by you. So, as you mentioned that introverts are generally deep thinkers. So, do you think how should teachers handle or manage the students, uh, especially the introvert ones, so they don't feel offended or excluded in any ways?
Hmm. One thing I must mention here is that there are different types of introverts also. One, those who are like into social introverts, those who don't feel comfortable, but they love to be with the people around. But that takes a lot of their energy to then get back to into the quiet time and, energize themselves. And there are some those who are into thinking mode. They think many times ahead before the real action is in place. That's why they become the deep thinkers, right? So deep thinkers, what do they need? That all the myths about the introverts we need to just keep aside for the moment, that introverts are unfriendly or they cannot be the good leaders or something like that. Because when we are saying they are thinkers, it means they can think about any situation and can find the solutions also. All one has to do is to give them that conducive environment. One thing which we have used also and practiced also in schools, the quiet time. So quiet time is a must have, 5 minutes, 10 minutes time whenever possible, when these learners, they get that time to process their thinking and put everything on paper and then share with you. And another beautiful thing is that we are the 21st century mentors dealing with children, those who are already thinking about, I don't know which century. So we need to bring in technology for our rescue and for their help. So we should try and use all the tools which are available now and before, even we got onto this online mode. And so much of research is happening that has given introverts or otherwise very shy kids, and now I'm using the word shy kids, so they feel like probably they would be made comment about something if they say something. So then they have got this platform now. They can just put it on chat group, they can write a blog, they can simply write an email and send it to teacher. They can actually make a video of it and share with the friends. So then we are not devoid of the best ideas which they are hiding in their mind. So I think technology is a huge rescuer here, or I'll say the boon here, for the mentors to use it effectively. The many tools like Padlet, which I've used also, that when they're not able to speak, at least they can just uh, you know type it and say that, hey, I'm also there, I have also got my idea. So there are many tools available, so these thinkers can express themselves in a way which is well accepted and taken by all their peers and the world around.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much. For moving forward, ma'am, as we discussed that introverts usually lack the sense to speak in front of the students, the in the classroom or maybe anywhere. So, how should we motivate them as a, how should we as a mentor or as the class students, their friends or their family members, how can we motivate them to be more participative in the classrooms?
Yeah, it's a um, I'll say, a mentor has to do some 360-degree work here. First of all, the mentor also has to sensitize the class that this is something which we are trying to do now. Before we really get into this, try not to point out the mistakes or try not to interrupt the person who's making an effort to come in front and speak. because then what happens that the flow of thoughts is disrupted, and the person would probably then will not be able to make another try. So and also to equip the parents with the kind of tools which you are using in the school as a mentor, so that at home also the child gets the same kind of environment, gets used to do it. And then I mean, when we were growing up, we were all told that stand in front of the mirror and do all what
Yeah.
you want to do, want to say or perform in that sense. So then those kind of practices, giving that personal space within the classroom, but at the same time asking those kids also, the introverts also, that see, this is something you have to face. You have to prepare them also mentally, that it's, you can avoid it if you want to, but is it in your favor? So somewhere you have to keep throwing those ideas in their mind, that it's in their interest to try to be positive about. So what if somebody says something? So somewhere you note down that feedback, and probably we'll get back to the person or to ourselves and reflect on that. So I think talking with these kids more compassionately, as I said, cautiously, yes, we don't want to make them get into their shell, but at the same time, be firm with certain things. That there are certain norms. If everyone has to try to be on stage for their own benefit, there's no harm in making it try, because the whole world around them is making an effort to bring them out of their shell. Then they should also make that effort and go one step ahead to help the world, to help them. So that kind of, I think, counseling should be done if it is really required. Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. The counseling should be done. And thank you so much for, guiding us. It was really an informative session with you. I hope the audience
Thank
enjoyed it
you.
because I know I did. Thank you so much again,
Thank you
Namrita
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you. My pleasure, and all the best to Antep. And thank you so much for having me on your portal. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
God
much,
bless you
ma'am.
all.
And for all the viewers, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless.